All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. We are going to be talking about wrestling like we always do. Okay, it's a wrestling podcast. All right, we got the OGs here. Janae is out. She's living her best life, getting herself healthy. Saw her on Instagram, living her best life. Love that for her. So, Nicole and Alexis are here. They also are living their best lives. So, say hi.
It could be better, but hi.
Hello.
Okay, so some of this, I'm going to mention some things that's not wrestling related. Okay, so today they announced Ozzy Osbourne passed away. They said he was 76, I want to say. He had been dealing with some debilitating diseases and he basically succumbed to those diseases, unfortunately. So it's a little sad because, if you're our age, then you know Ozzy Osbourne was influential to music in general, but rock music specifically. And then earlier this week, we heard Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away in a current, in a riptide in Costa Rica, very similar to the way that Shad Moss passed away a few years back. Malcolm Jamal Warner was a part of our childhood too. Very much an influential guy, an actor, a very prominent musician, very good poet, and he was a father and a husband, and so was Ozzy Osbourne. He was a grandfather. Um, so my hearts go out to both of their families, and of course the fans and everybody who were upset at both of their deaths. So I just wanted to make sure I mention that before we get started because both of those men had influential aspects in all of our lives at some point or another, and it's only fair that we pay our respects when we can. Okay? So, with that being said, let us talk about wrestling, shall we? So
Yeah.
nobody gets upset because, it's a little heavy today. But wrestling is she's our little place of solace. So we're going to go there so we can keep our spirits up. Slammiversary was this weekend.
And I
And
heard it was a fabulous show that TNA put on, so congratulations to TNA.
TNA had a record attendance in this particular show. 7,600 plus people were in attendance at this show, and I believe it was the biggest attendance they've had for Slammiversary, which congratulations to TNA for being able to put on really great shows as of lately. If you haven't been watching TNA, you're missing out on some fun stuff. You can go on YouTube and watch it. They do now stream it live on YouTube. I literally just started catching them do that. I don't know if they're doing it regularly, but these last couple of weeks they've been live streaming the show. Currently, their distribution deal is still with Access TV, which we'll get to that in a second. But that's the only place that you can watch it for free on television. And unless you have something like Sling TV or um, something along those lines, that is really the only way you can watch it, or you have like Direct TV, traditional style cable. Um, that's the only way you can watch it. Hopefully, they keep streaming it on YouTube, but you can watch it through their app, which you have to pay for the app. There is a free tier for the app, but I'm not sure if that free tier allows you to watch um, weekly episodic shows of TNA. I'm not sure. If I get that information, I'll make sure I put it in a short or something for you to find the show. But Summerversary was Sunday, and they had a pretty rocking show. So we're gonna start off with the countdown to Slammiversary because that is where they had their very first match, which was the Knockouts Championship match. This was between the Elegance brand and the Inspiration. Okay. Um, to make a long story short, the Elegance brand retained. Um, there were 3 women out there against 2, including the concierge. Um, they
I'm
retained.
so mad that they lost.
It
Why?
sucks because I wanted the Inspiration to win. I did. But they did. They lost, unfortunately.
I low-key forgot that Dana and whoever this other bitch is, I completely forgot their name. I forgot that they had them titles. I forgot how. I think
Also,
they won.
also the producers botching that segment.
Yeah.
They haven't done it too long because they won them from Masha, from Jody Threat and Masha Slamovich, I think, right?
No, it was Spitfire. It was Danny Luna and Jody Threat that
Yeah.
they took it from.
But them botching that segment was crazy.
The segment where they won and they were setting up to do the segment, like we saw them setting up to do the segment. We saw it. When they cut the camera backstage to them, and usually, like, I mean, it's production, it's fine, but we shouldn't see them setting up,
especially on the biggest night of your promotion so far.
Yeah.
This is their version of WrestleMania, right? Slammiversary.
It's
yes.
this or Bound for Glory. I used to think
it's
it was
this.
Anniversary, I think.
Because I was like, is Bound for Glory the big one? Because they always say that it is, and I'm like,
That's the second biggest
Slammiversary
one.
was the big one. Okay, so it's like that's like their SummerSlam. Bound for Glory. Okay, got it. But yes, the Inspiration lost. Now they vowed to even the odds Thursday because they said they have friends in high places. And I want to know who this friend is going to be, so I'm going to watch to see who's going to come out there. But we're going to move on. There were some surprises on the show for Slammiversary. The hometown man went up against Eric Young. Eric Young lost that match. He berated the Northern Armory after that, and I don't know what happened after that, but hometown man won. And
who is the guy? Who is that? Like I know it, but I can't.
Diener.
It's Diener.
Yeah.
It's Diener.
He looks like good.
He got fired. Diener got fired, and so he came back with the Hardys one time with a mask, and he's been wearing that mask and calling himself the hometown man. So every time he goes into a different city, he's their hometown man, which I think is actually a pretty fucking interesting. It's just a cool character because you really can't you can't say that this is the same guy. I mean, it's like I'm from here. I like it. I think it's hilarious.
You know what? It works. Cool.
It does work. It does work. And Northern Armory has been trying to
work
for a while. So, but it does work. It does. So, another surprise. Enzo Amore showed up from Fourth Rope. Now, Fourth Rope is West Side Gun's wrestling promotion, and their champion Zilla Batu showed up along with John Bishop, or is it Josh? It's Josh Bishop. Josh Bishop, Batu, and Enzo Amore. They all showed up from Fourth Rope. I don't know what kind of belt Enzo Amore is walking around with, but it looks like a really big ass version of the $1 Million belt.
It's basically a version of that. I can't remember the name of, and that's crazy because I was there. They had a battle royal at Fourth Rope's Mania show to determine that first champion, and Enzo won.
Oh, very good. Love that.
So he won that.
It's a huge fucking belt. The belt is bigger than him. Okay. And it's decked out. It's iced out. Whether it's real or not makes no never mind to me. It's shiny. Okay. He goes outside. That shit is bright. But Enzo Amore showed up, and so did the other guys from Fourth Rope, and they went up against 3 of TNA's finest: Steve Macklin, Mance Warner, and Jake something. Unfortunately for TNA, they lost that match to Fourth Rope. Gonna be a theme for Slammiversary with TNA? Just so you know.
I'm just saying this. Every time I see Zilla Fatu, I get scared a little bit because I know one day, I mean, we face that we're never going to end this bloodline shit. Like they're just popping out kids and they're going to keep this rolling when the time like Harley's in college, just still be doing bloodline. But he scares me a little bit. And that's coming from somebody who likes Jacob. Zilla's kind of scares me a little bit.
He's very reminiscent of his father. I'll give him that.
Everyone's calling Solo Baby Umaga. This is actual Baby Umaga right here.
Yeah, Solo. I really do want to see Zilla pop up in WWE at some point, just to get to take Solo to the mat for using his father's shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was discussed, because they're family or whatever. But I'm just saying.
Still though,
I'm just saying, like storyline wise, it would be a nice callback to see and be like, "Yo, you're not my dad. Don't use my daddy shit." You know what I'm saying? Like I would be like that.
And then he whoops Solo's ass like the bitch he is.
Not fair. I mean, well, I feel like he's gonna get that ass whooping from Jacob, but whatever.
Well, he can get 2 ass whooping. If you run your mouth, your ass kicked him X amount of times. Okay, it's math.
Fair enough. I didn't get to see this match, but it was on the countdown, which is currently up on TNA's YouTube channel, so you can watch it if you want to. But Fourth Rope was able to best TNA on their own PLE. Gonna be a theme, just so you know. Okay? Let's move on because the show actually kicked off with Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. This match was actually very, very good.
5
it was
stars,
so good.
No notes, 2 queens, all that shit. I can watch
If
these guys.
If you expected anything less, you're a fool. Because these two always pull out and do extremely well. This match was good. Mustafa almost killed himself in this match, though. And it scared the crap out of me. It scared everybody. And then the clips got out, and everybody started blaming everybody from Order 4 that was there and all of that security that Order 4 goes around with because nobody caught Mustafa. But Mustafa went out and basically was like, no, this was on me. I changed how I was supposed to do it. And that's what caused the breakdown because they didn't know what was happening, essentially. And I was like, oh, because all of them were standing there. And Mustafa, I swear to you, that man hit his head on the floor.
Oh,
it was bad. It was bad. I don't know if he actually did it because often when they dive like that, they still grab their heads to make it look like they made contact or whatever. But they were checking on him. They were checking on him like, hey, you all right? You saw that. But like it looked like he really hit his head on the floor. And he got up and he was fine. He seemed to be fine. After the match, he said he was okay. He has no concussions. He didn't have anything wrong with him. He is lucky as hell because he could have killed himself doing that. Like, for real, for real. So.
I saw the clip and, yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. Is Cedric wearing a mouthpiece in this render? Because it looks like
he always does. He's been wearing a mouthpiece for a while when he wrestles. So yeah, especially in a render.
Well, I'm looking at his teeth. I'm like, why he looking like Venom up top?
That's his mouthpiece.
Freaks me out.
I love it. I think it's cool. He looks like one of the vampires from Sinners. But whatever. Anyways.
That movie.
Shut up, Nicole. Don't say anything. Watch it. Yes. Don't say anything.
I meant to see it in the time I went to the theater. Said it was out. Like it was out of theater, and then I got like something on my phone. It's like Sinners coming to Amazon Prime on this day. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Damn, Ozzy's been in this many segments on WWE. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, he did a lot for it. But also
they got a whole tribute on there for that on
oh, that's so nice.
NXT. They gave him a tribute. They use his war pigs every year for
No, it's a
Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
that
that
is-
was such a nice little tribute.
that is the permanent theme song for War Games. Like, don't switch it up with no weekend shit like y'all been doing
Yeah,
for
I don't
Mania.
think he's gonna do
I
it.
don't think
I
they
don't
would have
think
done it.
they're
by
never
now.
gonna do it. Not especially now.
War Games, you don't fucking do that shit.
He's not gonna do that. You know, Triple H is like a rock music connoisseur. He's not gonna switch it up. But
Kelly.
to finish this out for this match, I'm sorry, Alexis. What do you want to say?
And no, he just cosplayed Lemmy for majority of his fucking career.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I mean, he stayed the same thing. I mean, he'd probably be like, yeah, you're right. But we forgot to mention something good actually happened today. Out of the 7,000 plus people who went to Slammiversary, one of them was our friend Maj. It is his birthday today, so happy birthday, Marjorie. We love you.
Oh yeah, it is Marjorie's birthday. Happy birthday, Marjorie. I sent him a text this morning to tell him happy birthday.
So there you go.
The end of this match was pretty sick. Tasha Steelz got in the ring and decided to berate Cedric. She tried to slap him, and he picked her up and hit her with a lumbar check. This, however, let Mustafa set up for the 450 splash, which he was able to execute perfectly, and he got the pin. So Cedric lost, and Mustafa Ali, in order for, they won. Okay, I don't know what this means for this story, but I don't think this is the last time that these two are going to fight.
It back.
Either way, I enjoy them fighting. They are very fun to watch. I'm sorry, Alexa. Did I cut you off again? Go ahead.
I just kept saying run it back, because like you just no, because you know when you just have two people who have such good chemistry together that you will sit and watch them wrestle no matter where they're at or what they're doing. And like this is a perfectly good example of a feud that can be done without a title, and people need to take notes, because
agreed.
You can have, not trying to call anybody out by certain names, you can have all the titles you want to have and blah 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 whatever. This right here, no titles were involved. It was just two people who knew their chemistry together and put on a hell of a match. Take notes, people, because this is how you do it.
Fair enough. To get some of the matches out the way that I really didn't care about, and a lot of people didn't care about, Dark State went up against The System and Matt Cardona. This was probably the only WWE versus TNA match that actually went in TNA's favor.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Keeping up with NXT, that is my fault. I know you can start throwing things at me later. What is Dark State? Is that like the new Shield, or
no? That's giving them too much credit.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's facts. Nicole, tell her.
What the hell is what is Dark State?
I mean, they're just like a faction. They're just like a very like run the mill, by the book faction. Like they try to package them as something like super different and crazy, but they're not.
They're not doing anything.
I just see four big dudes in masks.
Oh god, here goes Trick. He's about to be unbearable too.
Oh god. JC Jane wasn't as bad as I thought, but she definitely gave her girls the miss.
Are they trying to attract the book talk girlies with this shit? Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. I know.
I like Trick's outfit today. It's cute. Him and Lash all matchy and shit. Both of them real cowboy and cowgirlish. But his is nice. Is that pony hair? What is that? Nice.
The hat is sending me.
I got it. Let me get on Instagram because I gotta see this hat. Excuse me.
To make it so you understand, Nicole is correct. It's a very run of the mill faction. It's made up of Suge, Dion, Cutlass or Cutler, and the other one I can't never remember that dude's name. The one with the locks, I can never remember his fucking name. But these four got the one you probably would have recognized the most is Dion, because Dion's been on NXT prior to these four men being put together for Dark State. The reason why Dark State doesn't work is because Dark State isn't being used correctly. They were very, very out the gate dominant and taking over. They had matches and everything. They had momentum, and then all of a sudden, it was very abruptly they were pulled from television. You didn't see them anymore. They didn't challenge for titles. They didn't do anything, and it was about like 2 months where they hadn't been seen on TV. And I was just like, out of the blue, they just show up and start attacking people again. And then they go right back to the story that they don't know if Trick Williams is a part of Dark State or not. At this point, they need Trick Williams more than Trick Williams needs them, because they're not getting over the way that they think that they are. But it seems they're using them now more frequently. And to be fair, they shoehorned them into Slammiversary. Quite frankly, they could have just had them wrestle on TNA on Thursday and be done with it. They didn't need to have them on the show. And this kind of match, it wasn't a bad match from what I saw, but it was okay. The system won, which rightfully so. And Matt Cardona and them worked well together. They did what they had to do to beat Dark State. That was pretty much it when it came to them. I don't want to dwell on them too much because it just wasn't nothing to really look at or talk about, if we're being fair. Well, let me get her out the way. Crimson Chan went up against Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell won. Okay. After the match, she ended up attacking Indy because she lost. Her and Vix Crow were attacking her together. Then they attacked Gia. Gia was trying to pull Crimson Chan off of Indy, and then she took Gia's face, slammed it into the steps, and was rubbing her face into the steps. It took them and the refs to come down to get her off of Gia, and that's when Santina Morella banned Tessa from the stadium, told her she had to leave.
God, I wish.
I don't know
Indy
what they're
did
gonna
real
do.
good.
Match wise, it was fine. It was a good match for Indy specifically. Yes, it was.
And she's still undefeated in TNA since
Yeah,
she's
she
got
hasn't
there.
lost. But other than that, that's the developing story coming out of this match. There really wasn't much else to talk about, quite frankly. I hate to say this for Indy's sake, but they could have put this on the countdown, if I'm being honest. All right. So we got nothing but titles left on this card and a few things to discuss. So let's start off with the one that I really liked. Leon Slater went up against Moose and he beat Moose. He is the youngest X Division champion in history. And because you know that the X Division was built on AJ Styles' back, he showed up and gave Leon Slater the nod, which is his passing of the torch. Leon Slater is ushering in the new era of the X Division. And that's where he showed up. So
AJ looks so good in that picture.
Oh, here come the Undertaker. Why is Undertaker showing up? I'm still confused by this.
It's then about the guys and girls in LFG or something like that. So
they were there last week, and Trick Williams interrupted them and told them they had to get out the way. And he said something about Triple like Undertaker and him no longer being relevant. And they told him that Undertaker wasn't gonna like that. And then they called Undertaker, and Undertaker said, "I'll be there in Houston next week." That's why he there, because Trick Williams was talking shit. I don't know what they expect him to do other than
because he ain't moving that great.
I mean, what he gonna do? Choke slam him? I don't understand. Trick Williams said that nigga knees all kind of.
He said like your knees done got an extradition date. I'm like, well, he got you there because
what?
Them knees.
He was dogging that man knees out like.
I mean, he's right. Them knees.
God.
Ugh.
Whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Anyways, kudos to Leon Slater for beating Moose. Moose said he's going to be taking a break to see what he wants to do next. I hope it's take your ass home and not pop up on none of my WWE TV because please.
Oh, Lash just.
Please.
Sorry, I'm watching the clips. Lash just kicked the shit out of Fallon in the face.
As she should have.
As she should.
So, anyways, we're gonna move forward because this is where it comes down to a lot of myths. Okay. First things first, we already know if you're watching NXT now, Masha Slamovich lost the TNA Knockouts Championship
Oh my
to JC
gosh.
James.
I'm so not everybody was wrong.
Everybody. Experts, everybody.
So let me put on my clown makeup.
But I did tell y'all that this was possible, that it was gonna happen, and I still stand by that. I think that Blake Monroe's gonna end up taking all that shit. If she don't get both of them, she getting one of them. Because I knew something wasn't right.
As soon as I had hope until when the referee dropped, I said, "Oh my god!" I was like, "JC's gonna win." As soon as that ref dropped, I said, "Oh my god!" I said, "No, they are not." I said, "They are not."
They gave it to her.
And I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna actually give it to that lady." And sure enough, like 5 minutes later,
I hate this.
She's not.
I hate it as like for TNA because I'm like, damn, y'all in the fucking gutter right now. But as JC, as like a wrestler and a person, I do like that for her because that girl went through the trenches. She's been in NXT for like 4 years. All the other shit that they had her do, all these fucking factions they had her in, all these storylines they had her A, B, and C, she's always done it. So like, I'm happy that she's getting her flowers. Because I did not think that she would get this. Even though she's been like the workhorse down there over the past couple of years.
She doesn't need to. I mean, I appreciate it. I know she's your girl that you picked for breakout stardom. I get that. She was severely overlooked. I will say that. But like, she does not need to hold that TNA title for long. I don't know. At this point, I don't care.
I don't think she's gonna hold it for long. I don't think she will. Especially for the way this is going. I would be shocked if she holds it to Bound for Glory. The way that this is progressing. I'd be shocked if she held it to that long. And I don't think it is. I feel like she's going to have that maybe a couple more. I feel like she low-key might lose that heat wave.
Yeah. Yeah. If she don't drop one of them.
She's not going to have one of them by heat wave.
Or
after heat wave, one of them's going to be gone.
She's going to be gone. Yeah.
Far, far away from that title because I do not want to see her going for that title.
Who are you talking about?
Who?
Tessa Blanchard.
Oh.
As long as JC holds that belt, I don't want to see her anywhere near it because
it doesn't look like she's in title contingency at all.
It would be Indy.
Yeah.
That first of all, the first number one contender is Ash.
Yeah. Ash is
and then since Indy's been undefeated since she got back, they're gonna roll a program with her soon.
Yep.
So there's quite a few people in front of Tessa.
Yeah, she challenged already and she lost multiple times.
So I mean, I don't know, just anybody but Tessa Blanchard. I really don't care because you know what, TNA's got to do something because I was watching a clip of it today and they were trying to drown it out, but you could hear people still chanting she's a racist when she's on TV.
They're gonna chant that regardless.
They're gonna
Fuck
chant
that
that for
bitch.
forever.
And
Yeah,
she already signed. They're gonna use her. They don't mind the nasty heat. So whatever. If she don't mind being called a racist, that's her business. But yeah, JC's champ. Good for her. And I will never hear the end of it until she drops that goddamn championship. And I wish
SummerSlam,
Fallon would
which will
grow
be
a
soon.
pair. I wish Fallon would go up here and cost her the title.
Well, didn't they like hesitate? I feel like they are. The next championship match they do, I think they're gonna cost her.
Do something.
In this clip, she was telling them to go get, because I guess Jada and Lash were confronting them, and she was telling her and Jasmine, she's like, okay, go do it. And Jasmine and Fallon are like, no, you go do it. No, you go do it. No, you go do it.
That's mainly because she stood there and said she did it all by herself. Well, she know that's not true. She know that's not true. Last two matches. It was this was the ladder match, fatal 4-way ladder match. All right, the Hardys got the titles back. The way that they got these titles, I'm going to describe it to you. So you know how you see how they drop the ladder down in the movies from the helicopter, and that ladder is like really, really rickety. It's no structure to that ladder at all. It's basically a rope ladder, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they had, because all the ladders were broken. Because AJ Francis fell through one of the ladders and damn near killed himself. They broke the ladders with everything that they were doing in that match. It was nuts. They broke them ladders. There was no way to climb up there except for that rope ladder. So Jeff climbed the rope ladder. Matt held it stable, and that's how they got the titles down. And then he stayed on top of the ladder doing his dance.
Of course. And you know Terry was looking down on it and go, if this man don't get off, stop doing his stupid little dance and do this match.
Match was over. Everybody was celebrating. And then Bubba Ray comes down and he gives this long diatribe speech about how their careers have always been aligned and how everybody has always been asking for one more match. So he proposed that Team 3D faces off against the Hardy Boys one last time in one more match. So the match has been made. It's happening at Bound for Glory.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to watch these four old men fucking get there, kill each other, because four out of them want to relive the glory days.
Too late. October 12th, Bound for Glory, Team 3D versus Team Hardy.
It's going to be terrible, but I'm glad it's at least like a last time match.
It's a last time match. And the one thing I do like is that Devon Dudley has been getting himself together. He's lost like 35 to 40 pounds doing DDP. He says he's really, really happy and he's getting himself in shape. Not for the wrestling, but he was just doing that for his own little thing. And he says he's in better shape. He's happy.
And we love that for him.
Sure. I'm just gonna say one thing. I love Team 3D and I love the Hardy Boys, but here's my thing. In order for you to not get the itch, you have to learn how to walk away. And with Bubba Ray being so heavily involved in backstage stuff and in, reality TV aspects of it, he has his own podcast with various other wrestlers and commentators. I would feel like that is fulfilling enough for me if I was in his position, and I would not need a last match with Matt and Jeff. Like, I know our friend Marjorie said Matt could barely walk coming out there.
Doesn't surprise me. He could barely walk in AEW.
I mean, I think that it's time for you. Like, I think he has like hip issues or something like that from all the, free falling. I think that it's time for you guys to be okay with being okay. Do you know what I mean? I don't know I don't know what to do, but there needs to be a podcast episode of its own. But y'all really need to, when y'all start, not aging out, but starting to slowly migrate away from wrestling, that you go and get some mental health so you can do it. You could do it in a healthy way that doesn't cause you to have to go through like withdrawals of like missing the crowd and not being able to hear the cheers, because that can be very addicting. So you need some mental help to help you transition out of that into some semblance of normalcy. And I think that's part of the issue with the Hardys. But we'll talk about that in another time. They are the champs now again, and they will be fighting at Bound for Glory against Team 3D. Final match of the night goes to the triple threat. It was for the TNA World Championship. It was Santana, Williams, and Hendry. Now, Joe Hendry is the only one who had a normal entrance. Trick had a whole choir.
They did him dirty because I was like, what is this? And also that guy. Oh, they about to get smart with Michelle.
You know they are.
Okay. I was making sure they're respecting their elders. That dude who performed for Mike Out, I felt like he was in the ring for way too long. I was like, okay, you got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But Trick is still champ, though.
Oh, Blake's finna wrestle.
Once they had I love this.
Oh, she messy.
What's going on for the people who are not watching NXT right now?
Blake has a mirror.
She has a mirror in her entrance. That is cute. She like gets up and she's like, it starts and she's like in a vanity mirror, and then she like pulls back. You can still see her in the mirror as her music starts.
Oh, that's cute.
That's such a good idea. I wonder who came up with that.
She probably did. I don't give
Probably.
WWE no goddamn credit.
That is true.
I don't give them credit.
Well, that creative back there.
I mean, sometimes they are, but I'd say that she probably gave them the idea. They expanded on it. I'll do that.
Oh, she gonna beat this little girl up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's beating that little girl up.
Yeah. Well, poor Ren. She was dressed like a weird Cowboys cheerleader.
God, she's strangling her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
dominating.
She's doing what she does.
Yeah. Okay, so Trick Williams came out to acquire, which fitting. It's very black coded, which I love that. They was just singing "Whoop That Trick." Mike Santana had a Puerto Rican rapper. I guess it's the guy who does his entrance music for him.
It is.
Okay. Match wise, I'll say it was solid. There was nothing bad about the match. The ending was obviously, it was very much. It was a triple threat, so it was easy for it to be stolen. If I'm not mistaken, Joe Hendry ate the pin in this match. Mike Santana was about to win, and then Trick Williams came in, threw Santana out, and pinned Joe Hendry, if I recall. So, of course, Trick Williams is still champion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Slammiversary.
It's your Slammiversary.
There you go. Both times that the championships changed hands to an NXT superstar or the NXT superstar retained, the CEO of TNA came out to give them the championship, to hand it to them. I don't like that. I don't know why.
There's something about that dude that looks familiar, but I can't say why. Like
I don't like it.
At first I thought it was Sean, but then it's like, no, the beard and the face are different. It's like, you know when you know somebody, but you can't remember them?
Yeah. He does
Something
look
about
familiar.
looks familiar, right? Like I know I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy, right?
No, he reminds me of like a mix of John Oliver and Stanley Tucci. Oh, Ring got some get back going.
Yeah, I don't like that. I found that very weird because I've never seen this guy on TNA programming before.
Well, he just recently, it wasn't recent, but it was during the time that they were cleaning house. So when Scott D'Amore got cut, and then they started cutting a lot of backstage people, getting rid of a bunch of people, the former CEO ended up stepping
I
down,
put her
if I
entrance in
recall.
the group chat.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The former champ ended up stepping down, I recall, and or CEO, and then this guy stepped in. He's been CEO ever since. Damn, she headbutted the shit out of Ren. Goodness.
I think she's going to be using that. I don't remember her headbutting that. She never really headbutted that much in AEW, so
I think she headbutted
I'm like
Tony.
surprised they're letting her do that so much here.
Uh-oh, she done got a microphone. Oh, shit. Jordan don't want to hear nothing. I like her outfit, though.
So cute.
Oh, shit. Damn, y'all didn't even let her get the takedown right. Oh.
Oh, this is a mess.
Blake is out of there. Jordan is beating the shit out of this security.
Oh my gosh, Blake.
Ooh.
What happened? What's going on?
No way. No. She DDT'd her on a chair.
Who DDT'd who?
Blake
Blake
DDT'd.
DDT'd
She
Jordan.
headbutted Jordan and then DDT'd her on a chair.
Muscle muffin.
Girl, not no more.
Oh, that crazy lady. I love her.
God, that was nasty.
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
fuck.
Like, I'm shocked that they're, and this is why I mess with Sean when it comes to the women. You wouldn't expect to let them look, because if that was Alexa Bliss, whatever, years ago, Vince would even dream of letting her headbutt people.
No, Sean let them go balls to the wall, which I love. They got to. After a while, the prissy shit gets stale.
Yeah.
You gotta let them do what they doing. All right.
It's like 2 seconds, and I said, she's really hitting her.
Yeah.
I was like, that. Because at first I thought it was random. I said, why they have Ren? I was like, oh, so because she could take it.
Mm-hmm.
I said she could take those hits. I think the only other one, but it wouldn't have made sense, is Kalani.
Or Carmen. Carmen would have been able to do it.
Yeah, Carmen would have been able to take those hits too.
I still say she should have Carmen rolling with her as a faction.
Oh, that would be so good.
I say that she needs to be a part of
I
it.
need that.
They need to form it. I think that would be awesome.
I need to see
All right.
it.
Yes. All right. We're still on TNA. Okay. So Bishcoff was talking to Ariel Helwani, and he was talking about TNA and their distribution deal. He says that he believes that if TNA were to get a better distribution, that they would be second best promotion over AEW. I think that is going to be a stretch. I do think that AEW would get better ratings. They would be better at the top. But AEW, there's a magic there that people seem to fall in love with. And It doesn't mean that TNA doesn't have a magic. They do,
But
but
also, you got to think of the caliber of people there compared to
mhm,
TNA. No offense to TNA, but and also lately AEW's programming has been
it's been
significantly
really
better.
good. Yeah, it's been good.
Dynamite has been significantly better lately.
And from what I've seen of Collision, they really have given the wrestlers who wrestle on Collision their own thing. That's their
Yes.
own thing. It's not bleeding into Dynamite unless they have to. Like if there's a PLE coming, they might have the guys wrestling some type of one-off match in the next on Collision. But a lot of the times, what's happening on Collision is for Collision. So I can appreciate that.
They're doing a real good job of keeping things separate, but to get their cohesion is a lot better.
Right,
Like
right.
it's getting there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, look,
Finally,
we might finally get there.
right. I'm with them when they right. I am. I am with them when they're right. I want them to succeed. I do not want them to fail. For the sake of the guys who are able to be on TV and to make money the way that they can and to be the stars that they want to be and not be the stars that they have to be, because in WWE, you have to be a particular type of star. That's not the case with AEW. So I'm okay with AEW's existence. I just want them to be good at it. And I want it to be worthwhile for those who watch it. With that being said, where can TNA go and be successful with going there?
I think they also need to work on their production value.
I have to agree.
Slammiversary was a prime example because high key they had quite a few camera issues and production
The
issues.
cuts,
Is the
the
cut.
camera
So they
cut.
had a bunch of there were a couple cuts where they would cut too soon and the camera would be right on someone and then it would get
Mm,
blurry and then they would have to
mm,
switch over to something else.
yeah.
There was a real bad camera cut during Santana's entrance. There was a weird cut during I forgot whose match, but I think the tag match, like the ladder tag match, I think there was a weird cut in there somewhere. Like there was too much, and then obviously the big one we talked about. I think it was in this early on in this. Did we talk about that on camera or was it off camera?
I think it was off.
About
Okay, about them literally turning on the Ash by Elegance
Yeah, that was off
goop,
camera.
whatever. Like that was awful. Like that was
Yeah.
amateur hour. So their
Like they
big
cut
thing
and
for
then they cut to like the roadies at one point. Like they
yeah,
were
like
it was like I was like, what are you doing?
the
What's
production
happening?
is not good was not good, and not only was it not good, it'd be different if it was a TV show or
Yeah.
one of those little light
One of the
pay-per-views that they
yeah,
would used to do.
the
That
ones
would
they
be
used to do
like
on Fridays.
$15 or whatever.
Yeah. Against all odds. If it was something like that.
Yes, but Slammiversary, when you're
No.
partnering with WWE and this is your largest gate, like come on
Yeah,
now.
it's not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable. What is going on? What is Ethan Page doing?
looking like a history teacher.
He has a new belt out here.
Mm-mm.
He's got the Canadian flags out there, which I don't give a shit about. Put them out there. But what's with? Is this going to be a Canadian title now? What are you doing? Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm
you
trying to
said
watch it.
the title should represent every country in it. I guess he doesn't like the fact that the title's called the North American Championship. He said he was born in Canada and made in North America, and that makes him the greatest North American alive. He just threw the title out, so and dropped it on the floor.
Oh, this is obviously in gimmick. That looks spray painted.
Ew!
That's like this.
Ugly!
That's like the same exact title. It's just spray paint. It just has a
It's
Canadian
weird.
flag on the back.
That was weird.
Oh my god.
Okay, where's Javon at? Because I've been waiting for them to put Javon on Ethan Page so he can take this title off of him, so we
Yeah,
can
I'm
have another
tired of this.
run with that championship. Because like I've been waiting on a Wesley style run with that North American Championship for a minute, and I know Javon Evans is the only one who can do it.
Because he doing too much.
This is ridiculous. Like he was putting out a real new belt. This is insane.
He is crazy. Everybody is confused.
I mean, he's not lying about Canadians. I mean,
What did he say? I
he said
had to
we're
go.
kinder to each other. We take on challenges better. And I was like, yeah,
Well, you gotta say.
that's true.
Still treat their indigenous folk like shit though, but did I say
They're
that?
racist in Canada. They're just as racist in Canada as
Yeah,
they
they
are
are. They
here,
just
you
hide
know?
it a lot better.
Yeah, you. I mean, they're just as racist, just as racist. So I mean, sure.
Exactly, because that is true. What y'all doing with y'all indigenous people?
True.
I mean, keep it real.
all them
How about
missing.
stole their land from them, and y'all keep stealing their damn maple tree orchards and making money? Like,
And all the missing women and kids.
amen,
Thank
amen.
you.
I mean, you just as bad. Like, we all in the same boat together, bro. Only difference is the mask been pulled from ours. Y'all's is still on y'all, so whatever makes you happy. Anyways, where could TNA go? Like, what place would they go to be able to be at least be successful if they could get their production value up? Where could they go?
I say TNA needs to go do an actual streaming service that people would have access to. I saw the thing with Bischoff, and someone had mentioned Tubi, and I think that's a great idea. Well, Tubi's free, and everybody has access to it. I don't think it should be an app that you have to pay for. Looking at you, CW, for NWA.
Wait, Alexis, hold on. Santino Morella's done come out here.
Oh.
He done come out here while Ethan Page is out there talking shit.
Oh, is he hopefully one of these TNA people? See, I'll take that.
Yeah, let it be
I'll
Jake
take
something.
that.
Put it on Jake something.
Steve Macklin's their version of the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, they call him the international champion. I would say Steve Macklin if he didn't have that title, but let it be Jake something. I would
I
live.
think Santino's Canadian as well.
He is.
If I'm not
He lives
mistaken.
in Canada.
He's actually.
I'm trying to see what he's saying. I can't put it on because it'll pick up in the microphone. But Alexis, go ahead. I'm listening to you. You said it should go to Tubi or something free, right?
On an app where what do you lay down? It should be on an app that you don't get charged for watching. Looking at you, CW app. But I think NWA is moving anyway too. You could go to Roku. There's like different options. I think Amazon needs to jump on and pick up a wrestling thing because unfortunately everybody has Amazon, like streaming service wise. So I mean, I think it would be good because we've said it that if TNA managed to get a decent deal and be in a situation, because nobody's watching cable anymore. So trying to get on a cable station is kind of invalid at this point. If they get somewhere and they just give it time, I mean, yeah, they were on Twitch, but like honestly, if I put Twitch on, it's because somebody who I watch streaming a video game, and that just turns into background music or background noise after a while because I can't sit there and watch a person play video games for 2 hours. Hell, I can barely play video for 2 hours anymore. That's why I've been stuck on the same level of Resident Evil 8 for the last 2 months. No, okay. In my defense, before anyone starts coming, it's the creepy doll level, and that shit actually gave me a nightmare, and I haven't picked it up ever since.
I don't play Resident Evil because one thing I'm not gonna do is intentionally scare myself. I'm not doing that.
Okay, it's not even. I play it because it's fun, and like, because here's the thing: you go around, you have to like collect your like bullets and weapons and shit. And it's always at the time where I start talking shit because, like, I'm like, oh, you know what? I should be a streamer.
Is it gonna be Santino?
You're a goddamn lie.
Oh, is Santino gonna go against Ethan Page?
Please don't.
Oh God.
Damn, Trick, you all right? What happened to Trick Williams? Nicole, did he get laid out?
Yeah.
He got laid out by No Knees Mark. But no, okay, like I'll be walking around, I'll be like talking like jokes and stuff, like Daryl or Rico will be watching me play it, and I'll be talking like shit, like, all right, motherfuckers, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Because you know I'm brave, because in the game I have a gun, right? Or several of them. And I'll just be walking around, I'm like, where you at? And these fucking Lycans will jump out at me, and I'll just scream really loud and then shoot one of them in the face.
Absolutely not. I refuse.
It's fun. No, it's funny just because I talk so much shit. But see, in the doll level, it's a creepy possessed doll.
No.
That's fucking with you, right? Okay, but just fucking with you mentally. You have no weapons, and I'm gonna spoil this game. Came out in peak of fucking lockdown. There's a giant fetus that chases you.
What? Why are you? No.
It's Resident Evil. Have to say anything more?
That is so odd. I don't understand the concept of playing zombie games. I don't get it. Gerard plays them all the time. It's freaky. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, no.
I'm not a fan of Resident Evil. Like, I like respect the video game and the lore and everything and like all that stuff. Resident Evil Village is the first one that I've ever been interested in playing because it breaks away from like the typical Resident Evil game. And I already beat like tall, big booby vampire lady. That one was, oh my God. It wasn't nerve inducing, but it was like, Jesus, woman, get off me.
I hate that.
Which after a while, I'm like, I'm just gonna let her kill me. But no, it's this one. It's like, I can't really explain it, but it's just like this level is a mindfuck. There's haunted dolls. This is like the level that's fucking with me the most, and that's why it's taking me the longest to get through it. Because I had a legit nightmare that damn doll was chasing me, and then like every time I shot her, she like Hydra and became like 2 and kept chasing after. Yeah, I haven't touched that game in like fucking months because of that shit.
That is weird. I don't like it. No.
I want to be stuck on, okay? Like, damn, I got 2 more before I even face the main bad guy, and I can't even get to it because of this creepy doll bitch.
Is that the one that's 2-player? Resident Evil 8? Oh, it's 5 that's 2-player?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you to play it with Gerard, but it isn't 2-player.
I don't really like zombie games, but it's just funny because Daryl will laugh at me every time because I'll run around, I'll talk mad shit as long as I got a gun because the whole thing is like they're set in some like Romanian village, right?
Yeah.
So they're making fun of you that you're American, like the bad guys are making fun of you that you're American. They're saying some cheap shit about it. So like my dumbass is running around, as long as I have guns, mind you, or a knife or something, where I'm like, yeah, America, fuck yeah, motherfuckers, and then a Lycan comes out, and I'm like, motherfucker, just start shooting shit.
Yeah, all
Santino
that
is
shit.
challenging for it
You have got to be
next week.
kidding me.
Oh,
No.
on. Isn't it bad he killed iguana?
But what if he wins?
Oh my god, just, you know what, Santino, win it just for the chaos at this point.
Because TNA has been getting their asses handed to them.
I'm actually also, I wasn't originally going to watch Unreal.
I'm going to watch it.
Because I didn't know, because I thought when they first were talking about it, they made it seem like it was just going to be following the writer's room.
Yeah.
That's what they made it seem like.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're showing what is actually about, and I low-key think they did that on purpose, because I need to finish the interview, but I was watching an interview with CM Punk and Rhea Ripley. They had those cameras back there, but no one knew what it was really for, low-key.
Oh.
So
well,
they were like they knew that they were filming something, but they were just like I don't know. And then that's when they started to find out like what is this and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's crazy.
I kind of want to watch now for real. I'm very curious about how much they're going to show and how much they're going to like hold back.
Yes.
I'm very curious about that.
So am
I.
Well,
speaking of holding back, Travis Scott is officially done with WWE, apparently. Over the last... What happened?
I got words about this guy, and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off, but...
Yep. Okay. Apparently, according to Triple H, Travis didn't take too well to the business, which is a really roundabout way of saying he wasn't cut out to do this. Now, this is going to also lead into Drew McIntyre's interview on Impulsive, because Drew accuses Travis of ruining the main event for WrestleMania with his 6-minute walk-in to essentially cost Cody his title at WrestleMania. I'll say this. I feel like after he gave Cody that shiner that he should have been pulled. He should have been pulled right then. It was very clear that he didn't understand how to do this, or like for real, like he really hit Cody. Like he really hit him in the face. And Cody should have gave him a real receipt. But the receipt Cody gave him was just, a wrestling move. He was being a professional. Me personally, I would have had a shoot fight with you. Because, nigga, there's no way you're going to hit me in my face. And my eye is black for 3 weeks.
A lot better than me. I'll tell you that right fucking now.
Professionalism goes out the door when you're high and you're coming in here smoking. You're smelling like a fucking a weed factory. And it's no shade to anybody who smokes. But if you're smoking at the rate that Travis Scott does, like he's high. He's out of his mind. And you literally hit that man in his eye. I would have been that's your ass.
Not only like that, it's just wilding out for no reason, doing shit. Which I mean, which I would say Pusha T has made a comment about this.
Mm-hmm.
What'd he say?
It just, okay. So to make the story short, the Clips were recording their current album that they came out with, which is
it's good.
Awesome album. It's so good. If you love rap music and you an OG Clips fan, this is gonna be your opus. This is gonna be your
bop.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like for all of you OG rap fans that were really into rap and you missed rap like this, listen to this album, the Clips album, and make sure you listen to Tyler the Creator's current album that he just came out with. What's it called? Don't Tap the Glass?
Don't Tap the Glass.
Don't Tap the Glass goes hard. Okay, those 2 rap albums are hitting. Okay. But they were talking about recording this album in Paris, and they were with Pharrell. Pharrell produced the album. So Travis Scott wanted to come in and, see what they was talking about and all that other kind of jazz. And they didn't like the fact that he had intruded on their session. They didn't like that, but they let it slide for Pharrell's sake and to just keep the peace, right? Well, Travis decided he wanted them to preview his music. This was a few years ago. So it was well before the song dropped with Travis and Drake that was dissing Pusha T. Okay. The song, I don't even remember the name of the song, but the
I don't
song
remember the name of the song either.
He didn't play them that song. He purposely left that song out. He played all the other tracks and was like,
literally,
what y'all think? All of them. He played all of them, sat there and made them listen to all his music. Meanwhile, this is a studio session. When you go to the studio, you have to pay to be in the studio by the hour.
Not cheap either, because like
and you're in Paris. I don't remember if they were in Pharrell's personal studio or where they were.
It was Pharrell's studio.
So
regardless, if either it was Pharrell's studio, anyway, Pharrell is paying the bill.
Yeah, but they were at the Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris because they were there. They were at the Paris fashion show that week. They because Pharrell is the head of Louis Vuitton. He does the stuff with Louis Vuitton.
Menswear.
So yeah, so you've got they had that going, and
also
they were
fantastic job he's been doing so far.
Yeah, the menswear line is real nice. I don't like his $300 lunch bag, but
no, what I don't like about it is what I can't afford it. I was like, not my celebrities. The one that also made me really mad is that Lewis Hamilton just dropped his other capsule collection with Dior, and it's like the same thing. I was like, oh my god, these pieces are so good, especially the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want that necklace, and then his saddlebag design. I was like, I want those so fucking bad. I was like, are you kidding me?
You don't want to try to get it? You can't afford it?
Nicole,
girl.
Oh, listen. I love
it's
you.
It's like an event piece.
No.
No. As I your hand and look you in the eye. I love you. I will support you on a lot of the dumb shit you want to do. But if I ever hear that you spend $300 on a lunchbox, I'm going to hit you with it, and then I'm going to steal it. Then it's going to be mine.
That's definitely not going to be. You might need to talk to Tiff about that.
That is so wrong, but she's not lying.
Yeah, I very know my limits. I was literally crashing out about my WWE shop order last week.
Okay, it's $1,600 for this necklace.
Yeah, I love that necklace. So I'm so upset by it.
Okay, I understand you not buying it, but it's $1,600.
I'm gonna look at it again.
I'm gonna
sad.
take it.
Please don't.
I'm gonna look at it and be sad.
Please don't look at it again. It's $1,600. I thought it was like $400. I thought it was like $400.
No, because I think it's like real. I think it's like real pearls or some shit in there. Whatever it's in there, it's real.
You got to be rich to dress like Lewis Hamilton.
Well, Lewis Hamilton is rich.
It's a lot of money to look this.
He's the second highest right now. He's the second highest paid driver.
Ooh, love that for us.
The only person who is getting paid more than him is the current world champion. That's literally it. And between him and Max, also the pay gap with him and Max between the rest of the grid is real crazy. Because Max is at about, I want to say like 65. Like 65 a year. Lewis is, especially with his deal with Ferrari, because obviously Ferrari can afford to pay him. He's around 60. The second high, the other person
We
that's
talking millions?
yes, millions.
Bitch.
These F1 drivers make a lot of money. These when
60
I make
million
the comment
a year?
about a bunch of rich guys driving around in a car, that's literally what this is. You have to, and that's why a lot of them, quite a few of them, are doing a lot of these programs and charities to really like get more people into karting and stuff like that, especially in like help like have better ways for funding and not make it as expensive because it's expensive to even get into the sport. To even get into the sport, you're paying, and obviously with like inflation, it's even worse now. So by the time I want to say you're in, I want to say by the time you're in F3, F2, like what, yeah, like once you get to F2, you're going to need at least $1 million because you got to pay for, also you have to pay, you get like a certain amount of tax. You also have to pay for your super license. And then the way that they do like to pay for your super license, I believe it's like if you have a certain point percentage or you basically the better you are, the more you have to pay out for your super license as well. So technically you got a super license that's like a mil, but then you have to turn around and pay like 5, 6, 7, whatever mil on top of that. But anyways, the other person who makes the closest amount of money as him and Max is Charles Leclerc, and that's Lewis's Ferrari teammate. And I think Charles, I think he gets around like 23, 25 million.
That's a very big jump. That's
Yes,
like 40,
that's what I'm saying.
40
It's a
million.
significant gap. And
That's
then
ridiculous.
I think, and then Fernando is also, that's because Fernando's also a former world champion. He's also in like the 20s, I believe, and then everyone else is like in the 10s, and the rookies are in the single digits.
Jesus Christ.
Most of them are at just $1 million.
Well, to give you back the backstory for Travis Scott's craziness, they were sitting in a session. Travis interjected himself in their session. He then proceeded to play his entire album, with the exception of the song that Drake dished Pusha T on. They gave him, a little bit of a heads up or whatever. And then, like I think he said, like a year later, the single comes out and they hear the diss from Drake. And he just felt like Travis was not only being shady, but he also was sitting in there crying on his shoulder about his girlfriend at the time, which was what's her face? One of them Kardashian bitches.
The one he had the baby with?
Kylie.
Yeah, Kylie. He said that he was, telling him, everything that was going on, and Pusha said he was trying to be cool, help him out. When then he hears this, he said he just being weird. And he said these young dudes don't have no loyalty. They don't have no respect. And he was like, I'm just not with that shit. Travis then came out and he has a one-liner in this song that he put out. It's something to the effect of, it's a play on Pusha T's name, and he was calling them old dudes because Pusha T is in his late 40s. His brother Malice is like 52, I think. And Malice stopped rapping shortly after their second album dropped. After Lord Willing came out, they dropped another album, and I always forget the name of it. But they dropped another album, What Hell Hath No Fury. They dropped Hell Hath No Fury. It had a few lead out singles on it. It did okay. But Malice didn't like the way the business was going, and he didn't like how it was making him feel. So he left. He left the industry, and he decided to give his life over to God. And he still is very much a spiritually connected man. He prefers it that way. That helps keep him grounded. He's not so angry anymore. But he realized that the industry was evil and it was turning him that way, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. We talking completely walked away. $1 million deals, reunion tours were offered for years. They were offering him to come back, do another album. They wanted him to work on jingles because If I'm not mistaken, it was Pusha T that wrote the McDonald's theme. I'm loving it. It was them. Okay.
Really?
Yes. They wrote that theme for McDonald's. They still get the residuals from that. They did not. Which one was it? Was it Arby's that?
Arby's, they get the residuals.
They get the Arby's residuals for Arby's because the one they wrote for McDonald's, they just paid them off right, and McDonald's gets the residuals from it because they own it. So when they wrote for Arby's, we got the meats. Now they decided to take the residuals instead of taking the upfront payment. So Pusha T and Malice literally live off the residuals of that. And the money that they make off of their side ventures with their music, that shit is just play money.
Okay, make some money.
Right? Now, they both have, they're brothers, for Alexis's sake. They're brothers. So when Malice left, Pusha T continued to rap. Pusha T pushed his way through the rap scene. He became, what was it, vice president of Def Jam or president of Def Jam? At one point, he was president of Good Music, which was a subsidiary of Def Jam. Then this album had a problem with its rollout. Just to give you some context, when Pusha T and Malice were getting ready to drop the album, UMG did not want them to drop it because of the verse that Kendrick had on a song that they have called Chains and Whips. In that song, Kendrick Lamar didn't say anything weird. He didn't say anything about Drake or none of that with the feud. But just because the current music scene is UMG versus Drake right now, they didn't want anything out that could agitate the situation that they have going on. So they told Pusha T and Malice to pull either the verse or the song. They refused. So UMG refused to distribute it. So they left. They paid the money to leave the label, and then they independently put out this album. Rock Nation helped them put the album out as independent artists. They are no longer attached to any record label, and it right now is one of the top selling albums. It made history as the biggest independent album to sell the way that it has and stream the way that it has in history. They have charted as independent artists on multiple charts, including the Billboard 200 and 100. Just to give you some context.
That's a lot of context, but okay.
It's a lot of context. It's a lot. You gotta know what you're dealing with, so you can kind of understand why they're like, fuck Travis Scott. Because
I'm not fuck Travis Scott, but for a whole nother reason, and it's just not Astro World, man. So
they got a documentary about that too.
The white girl understands. I completely get it. Okay. I didn't know they did the Arby's thing though. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I always forget about that. I remember the McDonald's, but I always forget the Arby's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, damn.
Because they didn't make any money off the McDonald's one, and they didn't know any better. They just assumed the payday was the payday. They didn't know anything about residuals and all of that stuff. But I'll tell you another one, and then we can go back to Travis Scott. You know the boy Jason Weaver who sang the songs for The Lion King for young Simba? Jason Weaver's mother, when he was a kid, and he was tasked to sing the songs for Simba because Jonathan Taylor Thomas couldn't sing. So they were like, we want you to sing the songs. And she said, okay, but he's not going to take a pay up front. He's going to get the residuals. The studio's like, okay, fine. Not thinking that these songs were going to blow up the way that they did. To this day, Jason Weaver says that he's been able to take care of himself and his family from the residuals of him singing those songs. He still gets paid from them.
Yeah, that's the kind of stage mom you fucking need right there. Like, holy shit.
They asked Jonathan Taylor Thomas to do it. Originally, Jason Weaver was going to be the voice of Simba and sing the songs. But once JTT got on board, they were like, okay, we're going to have Jonathan Taylor Thomas do it because he's a bigger name. Fine. They had him in there. but he couldn't sing. So they were like, "Do you mind singing the songs? We'll pay you $200,000 up front." She was like, "No, give him the residuals." So he signed the contract. They gave him the residuals, and he now still makes money off of that. I think that's part of the reason why I don't think they do that anymore for Disney.
Yep, Disney does not do residuals anymore because of that very reason.
They don't do it anymore because Jason Weaver he still makes money off of that song. It doesn't matter when it's
Good
used,
money.
where it's played, he makes money off of that song. Those 2 songs, there are only 2 songs he sang, if I recall. Hakuna Matata and I Can't Wait to Be King. Those 2 songs, every time they're streamed, every time they are played in Disney, wherever, he gets a residuals check for that. And you know they used to put Lion King on Disney Plus a lot.
Disney Plus first came out,
and every person who plays Simba after that, they made them know how to sing.
When they first created,
yep,
everybody was watching Lion King.
Yep, and that's why a lot of Broadway actors now get the gigs to be able to play the characters on these movies because they don't want to have to pay 2 people to do one job.
Yeah. The more you know.
But Travis Scott, he's not. He's a problem. He's problematic now.
For various
to be honest
reasons.
with you, but to be fair, I didn't really care for Travis Scott. I didn't really understand who he was. I used to get him mixed up with several other people because him and like 3 other dudes look alike to me, and I just never really understood the appeal of Travis until he came out with that album. What is it, Astro World, where Drake was on it, and there's only a few songs on there that I like. The rock star vibe in hip hop is cool. I don't have a problem with it, but when you start taking aspects of the darker side of the rock star life and bringing that into it, it's already dark enough in hip hop, and you add this in there, and like that whole situation with the Astro World concert where that kid passed away, and like it's just irresponsibility, and I just don't like it. I don't like the behavior. He always looked like he zonked out on something. If it's not weed, it's some type of drug that he's always zonked out on. So I'm not a fan of his. I never have been, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad he's no longer a part of one of my escapes. I'm just glad.
My thing is with this guy is that I understand, like, I just want to go ahead and say this, because you were talking about like star mentality and stuff, and going back to Ozzy, that right there, and I'm not saying this because I love Ozzy. He was like my guy, and I thought he was going to be like Bowie. I thought he was going to live forever. And the thing that helped me get through him and now Ozzy passing is that they went out on their own terms. Bowie dropped his last album, still can't watch his last music video without crying, but he knew it was coming, and that's how Ozzy said it, because he flat out said it in an interview. He said, "I'm dying. This is how I want to go out. This is how I want to be remembered. I don't want to be remembered as, some old guy. I want to be remembered as Ozzy fucking Osbourne." But you got to look at all the shit that the rock stars back in like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It wasn't until like the early grunge still did it, but they weren't like as in your face about it as like all the glam metal bands and shit back in the 80s, right? Like,
yeah.
Hell, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, one of the best albums to ever come out, was done by a band who were all sleeping with each other and high as shit majority of the time. Like,
honestly, that's some of the best music, if you're gonna be honest.
But it's like, we sit here and joke about it, but we, and music like across the board, whether it's in heavy metal or rock or pop or hip hop, R&B, we have lost so many people to the access of them having that rock star mentality. And at the end of the day, you only end up 3 ways. Number 1, somehow you survive all this shit. Looking at you, Keith Richards, how the hell are you still alive? Like,
Damn.
that man is 80-something years old, and I don't know how he outlived Bowie and Ozzy. Okay, I'm still trying to figure that one out. I think he made a deal with the devil or some shit like that.
I can't with Alexis. She's the best.
No, I'm having like a 70s music freak out because now all of a sudden Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham are flirting with each other again, and it's like, it's been 30 years, you guys, please stop. Okay. I can't take this anymore with you two. Like, just fuck again and get it out of your system and go your separate ways. Okay, shit.
Wowzers.
Do all a favor. I'm getting off topic. Number 1, you either end up like Ozzy, where, yeah, you did the drugs, you did all the stupid shit, you peed on the Alamo, you snorted a line of fire ants, you did all the crazy shit, but look at the toll that it did on your body.
Yeah.
Okay? Number 2.
Yeah.
You become a joke of yourself. You become a shell of yourself. Look at Vince Neil from Motley Crue. Not everybody can be Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Okay? That man is 70-something years old. Looks like he could be my grandpa. And he goes out there and puts on a hell of a show, better than guys like 20 years younger than him. And he even knows it. He's like, I'm not going to be here forever, but I'm going to go out the way I want to go out. Or 3, you're dead. And I get it, when you're younger, the rock star thing, it looks really cool. And you're like, I'm going to party and I'm going to do all this shit. I'm going to do all this. And like I said, one of the 3 things can happen. You either live long enough where you get a lot of health issues, you become a joke of yourself, or you're 6 feet under and you don't get to experience like what you've put out there. Like, Elton John is a very good example of number 1. That guy did so much drugs back in the day. People don't even think about it. That concert that he did in Dodger Stadium that everyone talks about,
Mm-hmm.
he was so fucking high, he forgot where he was.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Even Tyler from Aerosmith said that he did so much heroin at one point, he shit his pants and did not realize it for 3 days.
Ew. My God.
I'm like, how come no one told him? And my like, you realize they're all high on heroin too. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's a lot. I would be crying. Like, oh my God. What is going on with my life right now?
I just don't like it when they're like, all, I get it, you want the rock star flash and everything. That's not it, man. Like, a lot of people are like, no, oh, these guys out here, they don't know how to do it, blah blah blah. Yeah, because they don't want to be a joke by the time they're 40. They half of stuff. Is somebody outside?
Yeah, I think it was Nicole.
Oh. But like, you see like Vince Neil running around and he is so out of it, he doesn't even remember the lyrics to his own songs.
Jesus.
And see, that was my thing with getting back to Travis Scott. I'm not going to go for the Astro World thing because that's low-hanging fruit and people have already dragged his ass repeatedly for it.
Mm-hmm.
I just know this. And I kind of have to agree with Drew, and this is what sickens me, and I know this kind of leads into the next thing. I don't know, we'll talk about that. Travis Scott has me agreeing with Logan Paul.
Ew.
That I hate him even more. Because, like Logan said, he goes, oh, outsiders. I'm like, hold up, homie, you're an outsider. Don't try this. The rest of what he said was true because I watched the clips, and he's like, people are practicing, people are working out. Like, Logan's at least in the PC, working with people, and, you never hear Logan Paul, like, injuring anybody or anything like that. And
No, and the thing is, I think he respects the sport as much as I can't stand that man. He respects
does,
the sport, and I think that's pretty much it. But like, if I'm being honest, if he, I'll say it this way: if he was able to phone it in without having to do much work, he would. I don't care what nobody says.
but I said this, and I got a lot of heat for it. I didn't like Travis Scott being there because I'm watching that. What was the first time he showed up? Was Raw on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
And he was
what was his name? Jay. He came out there with Jay.
he was sitting there, and I know I'm not trying to sound like one of those boomer parents, okay? And I get it. Netflix, they have a little bit more. They can do more than what they could have done on like USA, whatever.
Right.
She looked right at him. She goes, "Mom, what's he smoking?" I said, "What?" I wasn't even paying attention. Let me just remind you, my child is 10 years old, and she's smarter than she lets on. And by the way, her voice is changing. It's actually really cool. She like snapped at me in her teenager voice. I said, "What'd you just say to me?" She goes, "You heard me." I was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna be like this now. Cool."
Oh wow. We're
Finally
getting
being
to be adults. Okay.
better. And I said, I could finally do it and not feel bad about it. Awesome. It really came out of me on that one. But she's like, "Mom, what's he smoking?" And I said, "What?" Because I was like I was reading something on my phone. And I looked up, and there's Travis Scott fucking smoking a blunt on Netflix. And I'm just like, I know there are a bunch of parents in that audience right now probably pissed at this. And I'm not saying, oh, they need to be squeaky clean, rated G bullshit. I'm not saying they need to do that. But it's just like, this was one of their first nights on Netflix, and it's like, who told him he could do this? And then that whole shit at WrestleMania, I did not see the purpose of him even needing to be there. Was
I
he
didn't
there?
either, but they said The Rock couldn't make it, so they used him instead, and it was just.
Are we surprised The Rock is 16 hours late to his own movie set and he couldn't even be bothered to show up for WrestleMania? Like, are we surprised?
That's crazy.
But it's like, out, and he acts like, I'm watching this with a bunch of friends, and we're just like, what is this? It's like, I'm like, oh, it's the proxy because The Rock couldn't show up. I just know this. We're going to take TKO out of the situation. Like, they're not even a factor in the simulation, okay?
All right.
And I'm not trying to give this man any leverage whatsoever because I want him to go to hell. Like, I want him to go to hell and he die, if I could quote old school South Park. If Vince McMahon was still running this shit, no matter, we all know Vince likes celebrities being there, okay? But one thing Vince did not let them do was get too involved with storylines. Yeah, you had Jon Stewart with Seth Rollins, blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't Seth in the main event. That was Seth lower on the card. This was the main event of WrestleMania. Okay? And Scott not only slapped Cody and gave him a black eye, he gave him a legit ear injury. Now, why am I focusing on this? Well, because kids, here's the thing. Your ears help with a lot of your equilibrium. Your equilibrium is pretty much your balance. If your ears get fucked up, your equilibrium gets fucked up. And what did Travis Scott do? He hit Cody right in the head, right in the ear, gave him a shiner. We all know that if Vince was there, first off, that shit wouldn't have happened. Let's just make that 100% clear. Travis Scott would have showed up earlier and left. But for this to happen in the main event of one of the biggest shows in WWE's schedule, Vince would have grabbed him by the back of his shirt and personally kicked him out on his ass for hurting his guys like that.
The shiner came from Royal Rumble. That's when he got the shiner. The issue with Travis was the amount of time he took to get down to the actual ring to do what he needed to do. It was just, he just was lollygagging the whole time. And I remember when we were watching it and we were in the group chat, and I remember Nicole was asking, she was like, what is he doing? You know, like her whole thing was like, is like what is going on? Like that was the consensus for everybody. And we was all trying to figure it out. When he finally got down there, it just that match was already mid to begin with. It didn't help that Travis Scott came down there and like made it even more mid just by existing.
I mean, like,
So it
came from Royal Rumble. I forgot about that. But I know
the Shiner came from Royal Rumble for sure.
I know that he slapped Cody in the ear, and for a solid like 15 minutes, Cody could not stand up because his equilibrium was fucked up from the slap.
Yeah, that's true.
All I'm just saying is Vince was here and some dude was putting hands like that on his main event guys. Vince would have personally kicked him out on his ass. Like, I really do feel that way. I didn't like the fact that, you know, Travis Scott comes out there. I get it. He does the theme song for Raw. Okay, whatever. I know people like that song. It's not my kind of music. I don't like Travis Scott.
Don't, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you, babe. They don't.
I don't like Travis Scott. I don't like something about him just gives me like little shit who's never been humbled in his entire life. And if I punched him one good time, he would break.
Alexis is always punching somebody, y'all. I can't.
This is like when you have me agreeing with Logan Paul of all fucking people. Like, that really makes me not like you more. Like, I don't like how this guy came out there. He was getting high on fucking TV. And I'm not one of those parents who are like, oh my God, and like clutching my pearls and shit. My kid's gonna see this. I'm not dumb. I'm not trying to keep her covered up from the world because my parents did that and I didn't know a lot of shit that was going on. I understand my parents were trying to protect me from shit, but at the same time, I didn't know a lot of stuff that was going on, okay? My kid's not dumb. She knows stuff. But it's like, I don't want my kid who's watching this with me to see this. And this is not like it was at like the 9 o'clock hour. This was like 10 o'clock hour. This was like right when they went on the air. And I don't know. There's just something about him I don't like. I don't like the fact that he was probably high as shit during both Rumble and Mania. He looked like he was on something. He injured one of the top guys twice. Cody a lot better than me because I would have been on his ass the minute I got backstage. Like, I don't care who you are. Here's my checkbook. I'm going to hurt this motherfucker. Find me. I don't care because I now have a shiner and he made me fuck up my ears. Like, I don't like that shit. That means if you don't give a shit, then leave. And I saw something where it was like he's like a personal client of the guy who runs TKO, and I'm like, no. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. I didn't want him there to begin with, and now it's like the proof that a lot of people in the back didn't want him to be in there. Kind of serves my point a little bit more. I don't like his music. I don't like him. I don't like the fact that, wait a minute, I'm getting confused. Which Jenner sister did he procreate with?
Kylie.
Didn't she also have a kid by Tyga?
She was with Tyga. She didn't have any babies with him.
Are you sure? I thought she did.
I'm sure.
Okay, so you getting Tyga's sloppy seconds? Okay, homie, that talks a lot about you and the kind of person you are. Okay, so, ugh. I mean, it's not speaking much because looking at Tyga makes me want to go, but that's besides the point.
That's crazy.
I just don't like it. I don't like what TKO is doing. I know Travis Scott being there was a TKO thing because The Rock's like, oh, he's a friend. Bitch, how is he your friend? How? Like, I don't like what TKO is doing. I don't like that they're bringing in all these stars. I don't like the fact that they're putting advertisements on everything. I don't need a Slim Jim table, the official Slim Jim table of fucking Money in the Bank or some shit like that. I don't like this direction where it's going.
I don't
And-
mind the heavy advertisement. I've never been mad at the heavy advertisement. I do think that it's a bit much in terms of how much of it that they're advertising. Like, I don't think they should have a big ass prime station on the side of the ring all the time. I don't think they should have that. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not like, about to shoot bullets or whatever because of it. I mean, it is what it is. They're maximizing the WWE to its greatest potential in terms of marketing, and I'm not mad at it. I generally understand it because if I were WWE, I'd market us to be able to sell as much of our that's ad space. It's money at the end of the day. So I'm not like as opposed to it as you would think. Where I draw the line with Travis Scott is that he was not ready. He was not ready to do the job that he was asked to do. I don't necessarily understand why he was hired to be there. I understand his music is, a part of the show. It was a part of everything that they had going on. I totally understand that 1000%. But I also feel as though, the issue at hand here is that he just wasn't ready to do this. And I feel like he definitely he should have been prepped, and if he wasn't prepared, then he should have been let go a long time ago because um I understand they like people having fun. They don't want their artists or their celebrities to feel like, they can't be themselves. I'm all for that. But at the same time, the protection of the superstars is necessary. And I feel like there were signs to show them that Travis Scott wasn't going to be able to maintain himself in the business the whole time. And he's not the first celebrity, and he won't be the last. I mean, given that Logan Paul is there, everybody's so impressed with Logan Paul, and kudos to you if that's what you want to do. But my thing is this: it's either you sink or you swim. We give the same grace to the superstars, and he either can sink or he can swim, and he chose to swim. It's obviously been a lifelong dream. Every little boy wanted to be a WWE superstar, and now he gets to be one. It's not, and now because they've, pretty much indoctrinated him in, he considers himself to be a part of WWE, which I do not. I'll never consider that. I don't give a shit how many great matches he has, how many good things he does. I can give less than a damn
I
about any
did
of
not
that.
know I was muted this whole time.
You were
I thought you were out.
what happened?
I have no idea. Well, I went down. I went down to switch over my laundry, but that was a while ago. I was like, why is no one talking to me?
Because you were on mute.
Oh shit!
No,
I
we're
did.
just
I thought she knew she was muted. I saw it. I just figured she knew, so I didn't say anything.
we just been talking about Travis Scott. So go
No,
ahead.
I'm saying I've been here. I've been talking to the air, but I've listened to the whole conversation.
Oh my god,
Mm,
Jesus!
We're horrible co-hosts.
That
Stay down.
sucks. I'm sorry, Nicole.
It's okay.
No, I don't necessarily have an issue. And to be fair, if I'm being 1000% honest, I'm not mad at Logan Paul for being good at what he does. I'm glad he is, because I'd be flaming his ass if he wasn't. So kudos to you for actually doing your goddamn job for once. Um, I just don't like the man. So I can give less than a damn what he's doing. I can give him his props. I just don't like him. But I'm not mad at, I mean, I'm not surprised that Travis didn't do well. It is what it is at this point. And hopefully now they'll vet their superstars or their celebrities just a little bit more. Cause I mean, even Stephen Amell gave you something. He was like, I'm not great, but I can do something. Nature of the beast, unfortunately. Nicole, what did you want to say?
It's too late now, and pretty much everything I said sort of like was covered, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna leave Travis Scott where he is, in the bin, as they say. The last
Yes.
thing, we're gonna leave him in the bin. The last thing is Drew. So Drew's some people are very upset with Drew McIntyre for some of his statements on Impulsive. Not necessarily his statements with Travis Scott, because a lot of people agreed. They're more upset with Drew about his aesthetic, or what he believes to be the aesthetic of what the WWE should be. He said that 85% of the guys on the roster right now don't look the part. He said the only one who does is somebody like Roman. He looks the part. He said he had a couple buddies of his watching the show. They were looking to see him, and he didn't. He said his friend was like, "Oh, well, we were watching, and the guy looked like they could be somebody who could wash my car, or somebody who could be outside, getting my garbage. It didn't look like a WWE superstar." And I was like, "Well, what does a WWE superstar look like to you?" Exactly. But he then goes on to say that he felt as though these guys need to get in the gym. He's like, Logan Paul's here. He looks great. Like, get in the gym, guys. Stop being slobs. Get in the gym. And I was just like, huh. So there were some people in the audience, or rather in the comments, who were talking about it. And they were like, there were a lot of AEW people who say the same thing. We say the same thing about a lot of people who do not look the part of a wrestler. And my question to y'all, and I'll let y'all have the floor and then I'll round it out, is what exactly does the part of a wrestler look like to you?
Nicole, you go first since you were on mute.
I feel like there isn't apart. I feel like that's just such a broad statement, because different types are needed for different situations, different areas, different companies. So I feel like you can't really put a label on that, especially nowadays where there's so many people who don't look like what quote unquote traditional wrestlers looked like back in the day are famous now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you can't really talk about a specific body type when there's so many types represented. I feel like that's a very it's not even a nuanced conversation. It's just like a null and void at this point in time within the industry, I feel like.
Alexis, what do you think?
Give me 1 second. I'm having problems with my garage door. I would just like to remind Drew McIntyre that when he first joined WWE, he looked like the most mediocre creator wrestler to escape the creation suite.
Excuse me.
He had that baby face.
Yep.
He had, no charisma, no personality. And honestly, you just look like a gym bro. Hang on just a sec.
I wouldn't even go that far. I honestly would say he just seemed like a regular ass dude.
He was like a wannabe gym bro, which I think was
Yeah.
even worse. I don't like it because, like Nicole said, there's plenty of places. Wrestling is not just so one-dimensional anymore that you have to look a certain way to be a wrestler. I've talked about it plenty of times that my husband was drawn to Mick Foley, not because of all the stuff he was willing to do to himself, but also because he looked at himself and he could see himself in Mick Foley. Foley was not built to look like a wrestler even when he first started. He was just, some scrawny kid. Well, I don't want to call him a kid, but he was just like, He wasn't built, and then all the shit that he did to himself, it caught up with him. I think that was a very weird, out of the blue comment for Drew to make, because like I don't get what his holdup is. I mean, there's people like wrestlers because they like the way they look, but also because like their character work and shit. Like that just seemed like real out of the blue for her, because we always hear like how he's such a nice guy and everything, and then he comes out and say this on Logan Paul's show, and I'm just like, where the hell did this come from?
Well, if I'm being like, okay, to give you context, I believe he was in character when he said what he said. Because I mean, he was still talking about how much he hates CM Punk and all that other shit. So I genuinely believe that he was in character, but even so, it's a very dated viewpoint of what wrestlers have to be and what they should be, because if you put those restrictions and requirements on men, then the very same thing would have to be put on women, and that is one of the reasons why the women's division was stifled to begin with, because you had a cookie cutter look that you wanted for those women, and you're still shaming them now. We hear stories like what happened with Cora Jade, aka Elena Black. She was shamed for her body and it not being what they wanted. You hear stories about the other girls who were leaving, who have said on many occasions they were told they need to lose weight, or that they need to do this, they need to do that, or they don't look the part to be able to beat anybody on the roster. And it's a never ending cycle. Like I said, in Drew's defense, I do think that he was in character. But the thing is, if we were to go by that cookie cutter body type all the time, there would be no variety. There would be nothing. And to be fair, I don't want to look at Drew McIntyre's face every day. Love Drew McIntyre down, but you had to be fired and come back, and you bulked up after you left. It didn't dawn on you while you were working for WWE that you probably could have, gotten more, you probably would have got more play if you were a bigger, bulkier dude, seeing as how that's what Vince McMahon would often go for. But even he began to pivot from that cookie cutter look too, because he had to. His audience required him to. Everybody should take better care of themselves. Number one, I will say that. In this day and age, a wrestler living past the age of 50 is a milestone in itself, because usually they're dying off very early due to drug use or from the heavy, banging of their bodies in this ring and everything that they put on the line to do this sport. They die sooner than the average person. So they take better care of themselves now than most of them have. And most of the OG wrestlers did. They're not, living off of painkillers to try and wrestle every day. They're not drinking heavily. Most of these guys don't drink. They don't smoke. They don't do any of the things that the guys, when you came into the locker room, were doing. They are healthier and better than their predecessors. That's the first thing. But if you're aesthetic, if you believe that health equates to aesthetic, then you're wrong, number one. And number two, you also need to change that mindset, because that can be a very dangerous outlook for a child, for your wife. It can be a dangerous outlook for anybody. Just because a person has a bigger body or a body that is not necessarily sculpted and shaped does not equate to being unhealthy.
And that's actually something I'm getting back on my fitness kick, and I think the algorithm on Instagram knows this. And I'm seeing all of these people who call themselves fitness influencers. I already hate them. They are some weird folks, because I followed this one guy. His name is Joey Capioli, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a personal trainer, and he debunks a lot of what these assholes are trying to push or what they're trying to say. Like,
Oh
just because
yeah, the guy that like talks about gym culture and all that stuff. And he be like,
he does that character Tammy, where it's just him in a really bad black weave or a black wig.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. So they are so weird because like I saw one where it's like this is why, and it's always the girls who you can tell just wear waist trainers all fucking day, and the guys with the broccoli. And the guys with the one he was doing, and it was some dude, and this was like a 20-year-old guy. I'm not calling him a kid because at this point you're an adult. And it's like why obesity is running wild with American children or some shit like that. And he was recording someone's kids on like those little, like electric scooters or something like that.
Oh,
and then was
no.
and then was going on a tangent about how this is why American kids are so fat. And basically this guy's like, number one, why are you recording somebody else's kids? Because if I saw someone recording my kid, I'd go break their phone.
No, dead ass. Like what
why
are you doing?
Why? Oh, I'm a fitness influencer. Well, that ain't gonna save your ass when I throw you into this damn ground. Like, Secondly, it's like you don't know if those kids have some sort of disability where they can't push, but their parents are trying to give them some kind of normal stability shit going on. Like, who cares? Kids are outside and playing. That's a rarity anymore, sadly enough. But like, I hate them. I hate that. I don't like Drew's new kid. I really don't. I don't like how he's like calling himself an alpha male and shit. And I know it's supposed to piss me off, but I really don't like it because, now it's like with all the conservative shit going forward, all of a sudden now everyone's like, oh, you have to be skinny. You can only eat like 800 calories a day. You have to do this. You have to do that. No, the fuck you don't. And you don't understand. Some people do that shit. My mom has been big her entire life. My mom has been on every single diet you can think of. She's lost weight, but because genetics, she's not obese. That's why I think they need to do away with the BMIs. My mom is not obese, but the BMI says she is. My mom's, besides shit going on with her knees and her back, which is just from aging, she has no heart. She has no problems. She just has shit that runs in her family, and being big runs in her family. But my mom's like a size 14.
Which is average. That's an average size.
The only difference between me and my mom, because I can run up to a 14 sometimes in jeans, the only difference between me and my mom is because I'm tall. My mom is like 5'6".
She's taller than me.
Okay. Like she's the shortest one in my family and the scariest one in my family. So like go figure that one out. But I don't like it where we're getting back into this mindset, and my kids' friends are seeing this shit, and they're like, oh, I can be a size 00 again. Some of her friends are built small because her one friend's mom, I swear to God, I could just put my thumb and index finger around her and it would completely go around her waist. She's going to get that from her mom, but they're also kids. I don't like the fact that they're seeing this diet fad shit and thinking they have to do that in order to look like this. And I don't like shit like that. I don't like body shaming. I don't like any of that shit. And you know what? Honestly, I'd rather have a man that looks like Otis than a man who looks like Drew McIntyre.
Fair enough.
At least
Otis would just need to be a little bit taller for me. He's like my height. That's the only thing.
I think that it's a bit ignorant. I will say that. I think that it's very, very ignorant. To be honest, Logan Paul wasn't in that great of a shape when he first started. He kind of got there as time went on. He's not a looker either. I don't care how great somebody's body looks. He's not an attractive looking man. He never has been. So as far
Mhm.
as I'm concerned, you the body is it's not about what they look like, it's how they compete, because it's very clear that you can be a great looking man and still suck in the ring. So if they're competing to their greatest capacity, I don't need you to look like fucking Roman Reigns. I really don't. I need you to look like you and be you. Like, I like Sammy. I like that Sammy looks like a normal human fucking being. I don't need him to look like a superhero model when he comes out there. Okay. I like the way Kevin Owens looks. I think Kevin Owens is very cute. I think he's funny and he has a great personality. I don't need him to have a six pack and all that other shit. That man goes out there and damn near broke his neck trying to wrestle for everybody. I
And his
don't
wife.
need any of that shit.
I mean, like, that was the thing I loved about Joe. When I first saw him, he didn't look like every other wrestler. He was just a Samoan guy with the cute ass face. And I was like, ooh, hi, how you doing?
Her love
That-
of Joe always makes me laugh. It is not because I don't think Joe's
It's
attractive,
a
it's because
mess.
Alexis is so in tune with him. She cannot help herself.
yeah, really can't. He's just a good looking man. But, like, I always liked big guys, you know? Like, hell, my husband looks like Kevin Owens.
He
that's why he
does.
can. That's why he can never shave his beard. Um, I mean, if the guys get to have all different types of women, and the women can have all different types of women, why can't we just have all these different types of guys? I think Sami Zayn is a very cute guy.
I do too.
I think like looking at him when like looking at him when he's with his wife and he's with his kid, and that he's generally a good, nice person. Like that,
Yep.
that right there, I'd be like, oh, cool, Brad.
That's what really makes him attractive. Drew is aesthetically pleasing to a lot of people, and I think it's just because he's a big man. I feel like if Drew did drop all that weight that he picked up, no,
And if he picks up that sword again, definitely not.
no, but he just wouldn't be. He wouldn't have the same effect that he has currently if he was his weight that he was when he first got in E, or when he was even in 3 and B, because he's like twice the size that he was when he was in 3 and B now. So
Right.
while I love Drew, I feel like a lot of times, even in character, sometimes it's best to just keep your fucking mouth shut. Um, I know the wrestlers probably don't give a shit. They don't give a damn. And I venture out to say the same thing, but at the same time, it puts out a really bad narrative in people's mouths. And some people are just agreeing with him just because, it's Drew. Me personally, I generally don't really I don't really let them dictate to me what I want to see on my TV screen. And again, I agree with Nicole. It's a very dated way to look at things, especially when you're talking about the wrestlers and how they've been able to evolve
And like
from that.
Alexis said, there's so many different flavors. Like, why limit yourself?
Exactly.
I can go look at Ricky Starks, and I can turn around and look at someone like Obafemi.
Right.
And
Yep.
then I can go turn on the other station. I can go look at Kyle Fletcher.
Yes. I love Kyle
Then
Fletcher.
I can go turn it on another station, and then I'm looking at Alexander Hammerstone.
Hmm.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so, like, why limit yourself on the baddie intake that you could have?
Hmm.
I 1000% agree. And
Like,
I
you
feel
are
like
limiting
too,
to yourself to like all the different baddies you can see. Like, why do that to yourself? That is so crazy to me.
There's 32 flavors. Why are you only sticking with vanilla?
because
It's
he is
it's so
vanilla.
boring.
Well,
It's
it's
not
Drew
even like,
McIntyre.
not only because it's like fucking impossible because there's so many variety. It's just fucking boring. You're just a boring person. Like, that's literally what it is at the end of the day. Like, you're just fucking boring.
Yeah. Respectfully, I have to agree.
Before I met y'all, when I got back into wrestling, I used to tell, not Mox, not current Mox. I used to tell
I love
people
Dean Ambrose. I loved him.
Ambrose was the hottest out of the three of the Shield, and people used to be on my ass for it. But you know why I didn't find Roman or Seth attractive? Because I've seen it. I've seen that kind of build. I've seen those kind of guys. Ambrose to me was something different. And he smiled. He had dimples when he smiled. Like I
He
don't know.
does.
That
He
killed me.
did.
He got
I used
dimples.
to think he was so cute.
He got dimples. Is always the most fucking psychotic fucking looking people.
Yes.
I'll use this again. I really do need to record a racing episode just so everyone can understand my references. There's a current driver. His name is Max Verstappen. He's a fucking psychopath. Like, literally is one of the most dominant drivers probably ever in F1 that probably will ever happen. Literally what has this is was world champion 4 years in a row. He had 1 year where he literally won like 90 something percent of his races.
Shit.
You know how many fucking races there are? There's like
That's a
25
lot.
races.
Yeah.
Over 90%. There's a joke on the F1 like on the F1 like YouTube channel. There's a recounting because they would always have the cool down room, and that's where they like have cameras in there and they sort of like gossip and whatever after the race, the top three people. Because again, he was on the podium all fucking year. They called it, they were like highlights from the Mass Verstappen podcast show, since he literally was in the cool down room every basically like every race of the season, pretty
Oh
much.
my God.
Like insane. But outside of all of that, really nice man, has like the cutest little dimples, like has like such like a soft face, but he's like a demon.
I find
She's the
Like,
best.
I'm gonna show you a picture of him, and seeing pictures because there's also more discourse about his father, but that's like another thing. And you see this little like angel baby little like blonde boy, and then you see him like terrorizing these other fucking little kids, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
But no, I would say Ambrose was the cutest out of the Shield.
Hold on, I'm a find something on Instagram so I can send it to
I
you.
don't have a problem with that at all. I actually really liked Ambrose. I thought he was so cute. And especially when he smiled, I always thought he just looked so cute. Um I didn't like Roman because he hadn't gotten his veneers yet, and I felt like his teeth looked like baby teeth. He was a nice, yeah, he has veneers now. He's a nice looking man. He's always been attractive. He's always had that face, but at that time, I was just like, oh. I didn't really care for Seth. It doesn't mean that Seth isn't attractive. He just didn't do it for me. He still doesn't, but I'm happy for Becky. Love that for her.
Seth, the way I feel about Seth is the way that I feel about Jason Momoa. Like everyone, like a lot of
beautiful
people.
gowns.
Well, hold on. No, Seth. A lot of people find Seth attractive. I don't feel that way about Seth. The great athlete and all that jazz, but he's just never like. I don't want to say friend zone, but like me and him would just be like friends, right? Like it would actually be platonic. Like I don't want to sleep with him. I don't want to do anything with him. Blah blah blah. I feel the same way about Jason Momoa, and I always get shit from it for people. They're like, "How do you not find him hot?" I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he seems like a cool dude, but on
I mean,
paper,
he's funny, but he's not somebody I would want to get on with either. So I don't fucking blame you.
he's kind of weird. And you think, look at it on paper,
Well,
I would be
he
I would be attracted to him, but I'm just like, Nah, not really. And then like there's, I guess he was at Black Sabbath's last show where he was like the MC or something. Big metalhead. He stops like, and he's like, okay, someone else do this. I got to get in the pit. I think it was like Pantera, like that was about to start playing, and he's like, oh shit, and he drops the mic and gets in the pit, and I'm like, I sent into the group chat. I'm like, I should find this hot, but all I want to do is say, get him, bestie, knock him out for me. I ain't going to. You do it for me. I don't know. That's just how I feel about Seth. I don't know. There's like, I don't find a lot of wrestlers like really, really attractive, like the stereotypical ones. But like, give me the weird guy. I think Penta's weirdly fucking attractive, but I think that's just the charisma. And then, like Nicole said, there's Penta. And then, there's Otis because, like, Otis wouldn't mind if I cooked. And then, there's Joe. And I'm like, oh, hi. And there's really not a whole lot of attractive people in AEW. Holy shit. I don't know. I just see one. I'm just like, oh, okay. But I mean, that's just if this is all that he can do for character work, I'd rather him go back to being the Scottish psychopath and wielding that stupid sword again. Just because I know that would piss Nicole off
I
so much.
hate that sword so much.
I do it just to, I would be like, yeah, see, there's this girl I know, you got to bring back that sword. She would be your biggest hater. I just want to say what Nicole says. Wrestlers are dumb. They get hit in the head way too many times, and we shouldn't take anything they say in or out of character with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's the truth. You think I'm listening to gospel by someone who got chair shot in the head on Monday and then walking normal on a Tuesday? Mm-mm. No, sir. I ain't listening to your shit.
I mean, it was conversation. It was fodder. So there you have it. Hold on. Nicole sent the picture or the video of the guy.
Let me pull up Instagram real quick. Come on.
Aww. He's cute.
Hey.
I keep seeing all just like these weird edits.
Max Verstappen? Let me see.
Is that him in the first one as the little boy, or? Oh, here we go. Let me see if it'll. Odie, stop.
People make edits like so weird.
Oh God, he is a baby face.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. He has
He
an
is,
Instagram.
that
Oh,
is
shit, his helmet's fucking gnarly, though.
Oh, he races for
Look
Red
at that
Bull?
helmet.
Yeah, he's a Red Bull driver. Probably
Shit.
not for much longer, but he's
Oh,
literally the whole
cute.
Red Bull's second half of their existence as an F1 team is completely built around him. And I'm not even
I see
exaggerating.
what she means by him kind of. I see what you mean, Nicole. I got you.
Well, so what does he do
He's
that makes
okay.
like?
He's
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 got a big ass
super
helmet.
super aggressive. Like
Uh,
especially when he like first started, because he for his first season he was 17. He's the youngest F1 driver in history. They actually like changed the rule after that, saying that you had to be 18, but then they also went back on it recently. For an exception for Kimmy Antonelli. But he's just like he's super, super aggressive. Like um he can pretty much like he can figure out everything. Like he like his race, like how we talk about how people have really good in-ring IQ, people like I don't know who's thinking off the top of my okay, like a Bret Hart or like shit like that. Like he has like an extremely high race IQ, which is like not only like just like crazy, but also because of like how accomplished he is. And he's like young. He's like fucking 27.
Damn. He
Like
is a
20. Yeah, like he's still like he could like retire today and still be like literally one of the best to do it.
he looks like a
Like
baby. Shit.
yeah, but he's like crazy, and he's just like one of those drivers like he could literally like he could drive like everything like, and he's like so into racing, like he does like sim racing, and then he has like a racing team who does like sim racing, I think like GT3 and like some other shit. I really want to see this movie. This
So
white lady stay being in some spooky shit. This is like the third horror movie she's been in.
no, I gotta
Which
talk
one
to
is
you about.
that?
What is this movie? Neighbors, no. Weapons.
I
Oh, I seen the previews
Oh,
for
it
that.
looks it looks scary, but I really want to see that because I feel like that concept is so interesting. But that little white girl, that's it. Well, she's not a little white girl, but a little white lady that's in there. She was in that Wolfman movie. She's the
Oh,
one
she
who's
was.
she was in like she shot a ball. She's the Silver Surfer.
Oh, really?
Shit.
Yeah, she's the Silver Surfer. Oh my God. I literally saw her in something else and it was kind of scary. And I'm like, and I was like, lady, what is going on?
That's all she's doing.
Was it that Nick Cage movie?
You gotta be a little
The
bit more.
one where he was like in everybody's dreams.
Yes. Oh my God. That new horror movie that he was in. It was like that
Mm.
A24 one.
They
Oh,
do a
It
lot of
like just came out
A24
like
movies.
last year, I think. Longlegs?
oh yeah, that movie was fucked up.
Yes,
Oh,
I think it was called Longlegs. That shit, I'm pretty sure she was in that movie too. I'm like, damn, you is a spooky bitch.
Okay, Nicole, I gotta ask you something. So
Okay.
that are you gonna go see that new F1 movie with Brad Pitt in it?
I don't want to, but I probably won't because it's Brad Pitt that's in it. I really wish that they casted Patrick Dempsey instead
hmm.
because he's still in the same age range, and also like Patrick Dempsey is like a huge like motorsports fan. Like he loves racing. Like he goes to F1 races all the time. He goes to IndyCar. He goes to NASCAR. Like he loves fucking racing. I feel like he owns a team too at one of those specs. I think he's an investor in Alpine, if I'm not mistaken, with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. Now I was just wondering if there was something going on because I've taken kiddo back to school shopping, and a lot of the places that we've gone to, they actually have like F1 racing kind of like base like shirts and jackets and stuff. Like it has like the logos and the brands on it.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. I wanted to ask you: is that just because of the movie coming out, or is that like just is that
No.
No, it's on like a really big boom
Yeah.
right
okay?
now.
It,
Highest grossing or highest like increase of like women's viewers to a sport. 49% of F1's audience now is women,
no shit.
which is like almost it's unheard of. And not only that, the average age demographic has also switched because again, like obviously you had people like our age and especially Gen Xers. Gen Xers are huge F1 fans. And boomers, there's like a good chunk of boomers, but like I think like a good chunk are Gen X. and literally, it just like it just started to they had like a shift on they got like they got a new F1 president, and it was like a shift on how they do marketing, and a shift on like how it presents itself, because before then they had like almost no social media presence, like none of this. So them really getting that new president and them shifting their focus on how they promote like themselves, promote the teams, promote themselves, but then also Drive to Survive also helped, especially with American audiences.
Interesting.
Because Coda has always been on the F1 calendar for years, but Miami and Vegas are brand new, and they got built during Drive to Survive in response to the growing popularity.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just like getting more and more. It's just getting like more and more focus, which is like good. Like essentially, it is good for the business because obviously like more jobs, specifically like more jobs for women within the industry, specifically more opportunity to hopefully eventually get a woman on an F1 team for like as a full seat for like the first time ever. Hopefully someone else that's black or any other fucking um nationality besides a Spaniard on the fucking grid. And like the couple like Asian people that we do have, it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, okay. You get your job in F1, and if they need a person in IT, tell them about me. I ain't
Oh,
moving.
you would get your IT job before I would get that, because F1 is technology heavily technology based, and especially when you argue about F1 with like the NASCAR enthusiasts who say that NASCAR is like the best form of racing, blah blah, or the hardest form of racing, because those one of the arguments they'll say is like, well, F1 isn't even a racing contest, it's an engineering contest, which it is true in some sense. But yeah, you technical or something, you'd get a job way faster than I would.
Well, I'm just saying, the rate I'm going, you're going to get a job before me. But just tell them I ain't moving, so they're going to have to pay for me to travel a lot.
They're opening up their factory. I don't know how far they are. I think it should be done soon. Their factory in Indiana for
Oh, all
Cadillac, for the Cadillac F1 team that's going to go on the grid next year.
right, well, they can pay me to work remote. I will show up when I need to go. Because I ain't moving to Indiana.
Oh yeah, hell no. Now that I
Oh,
see this commercial for Sinners on HBO Max, I said, wow, they really show a lot of the movie.
don't say anything. I'm going to watch it. I wanted to go see it in theaters, and then like the time I actually was able to go see it, they're like, yeah, it like left last weekend. I'm like, son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
that's what happened to me. By the time I had time, it was about to be out on theater, and I was like, well, they're pretty fast at putting it on digital. I was like, it'll probably be on in like a month or two, and sure enough, I was right. And I was like, okay. And then, but you still had to pay for it. I was like, okay, I'll wait for it to go to like Amazon or something, because I was like, I want to see it, but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, like I'm already paying for how many streaming services anymore? Just
Yeah.
it comes out on one of them.
But on how good it was, I wouldn't have mind if I paid, to be honest.
Really?
Yes. If I had to pay for that, I would not be one bit mad at all.
Oh, that's
Like,
good to
I would have been good paying $20 for that.
nice. All right, I'm gonna see if I can convince the husband to watch it with me this weekend. Oh, do we lose Tiff?
No. I'm here. I'm alive. Yay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I
I
was
was just
just so
listening.
shook. I was like so shook this whole movie. And it's also, you could tell, like, a little bit, like, not even halfway through, you could tell that, like, it was supposed to be like somebody else. They weren't supposed to be twins.
Well, don't. I have been trying to avoid all spoilers
Well,
about.
this isn't even a spoiler. This was like talked about like while they were like filming it. But basically like B. Jordan, like he plays twin brothers in it.
Yeah.
But it was like reports saying that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be in that movie with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was.
He was supposed to be the brother. And
He
then
was supposed to be the other
especially, yeah, especially like how like a lot of the dynamics, I was like, oh yeah, you can. I'm not saying like he didn't do a good job, but I was like, you okay, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, he was. He was supposed to be in it. He was supposed to be. Well, so when we're gonna watch it
I
this
do think
weekend.
that their roles, I can't even he I don't even know how to make sense. Anyways, how he ends the movie, he wouldn't be in what you think what is the main role.
Mm.
hmm.
Like you can tell and you'll figure it out like once you finish it. Like you can tell he wasn't supposed to be that brother.
Oh boy. Well, we have been on here for 2 hours, and I think that we can end it here, and we can talk about SummerSlam time.
Oh yeah, we can talk about they're still putting shit on that card.
I forgot
Yeah.
about summer. Sorry, guys.
Fine. I like when we have podcasts like this. They're random, but they're fun. Um, the SummerSlam card is heating up. They got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches as of right now to spread out over 2 nights, and they are not finished. They are still adding matches. So we shall see. You guys can follow us on our socials on Twitter at Down to the Count 19 and on Instagram at D4TC _ podcast. Okay. Make sure you guys follow us to keep updated. Sometimes I post on Instagram, sometimes I don't. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do better over there. But Twitter has always got something going on. The girls do keep that going and they do make sure they post over there during the week. So if you want to see some of our thoughts during the weekly episodic shows, 90% of the time, that's what you're going to get is very, very in real time conversation or thoughts about the shows that we're seeing. They comment on everything. So make sure you follow us on over on Twitter, aka X, and you can get that blow by blow commentary. Otherwise, we'll be back here next week. Although I might give the girls the week off next week unless something crazy happens. Because there are 3 episodes up on our for a podcast right now, and we honestly can take a break if we wanted to. And I might give them the break next week because they earned it. Okay. So you guys make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. And if we're not here next week, we'll be back the following week, which will be SummerSlam. We have to do an episode before SummerSlam, so there's that. So if you don't get us next week, you'll be sure to get us the week of SummerSlam. Okay? All that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.
Down for the count.